Again, today, after today, it's going to be like I've added few more intricacies of learning the basic alphabet. So I wish everyone joins us every class so that we can have a good learning. Let's see. So we will start with our regular Dhyana slokas, just a couple minutes. Let's start with our Dhyan shlokas. Okay. I will, Alagar, you can wait. I'm going to call Sanjana, right? Am I calling right?
Yeah, right.
Yes, Sanjana. So you are going to chant after me, okay? The first shloka, okay? So everyone is going to chant after me, but Sanjana is going to unmute her this thing, and she's going to chant with after me. And once again, for Sanskrit chanting, as we know, after the teacher chants, the student chants for twice. Okay, that is the rule. Okay, Sanjana, ready?
Ready.
Om
Om. Om.
Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu
Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu,
Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha
Gurur Deva Maheshwaraha, Gurur Deva Maheshwaraha,
Guru Sakshat Parabrahma
Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma,
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha, Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha.
Fantastic, Sanjana. So I am going to call Anita Raj for our next chant. Is that Anita Raj ID? I'm not sure what is your name.
My name is Nartana usually.
Tell me.
My name is Nartana.
Nartana. Fantastic name. Nartana, you are going to follow after me for this chant, okay?
Okay.
Awesome. Saraswati Namastubhyam
Saraswati Namastupyam. Saraswati Namastupyam.
Varade Kamarupini
Varade Kamarupini. Varade Kamarupini.
Vidyarambham Karishyami
Vidyavam Karishyami. Vidya
Vidyarambham Karishyami
Vidya
Vidyarambham
Vidyarampam Karishyami. Vidya
Karishyami
Karishyami.
Siddhir Bhavatu
सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा
Very good.
सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा.
Fantastic. Awesome. So we will go with Alagar for the next one because he is very curious. Sorry. Alagar, you are going to chant after me, okay?
Okay.
Om Sahana Bhavatu
Om Sahana Bhavatu. Om Sahana Bhavatu.
Sahanau Bhunaktu
Sahanau Bhunaktu. Sahanau Bhunaktu.
Sahaviryam Karavavahai
सह वीर्यं करवावहै सह वीर्यं करवावहै
Tejasvinavadhitamastu
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु
Ma Vidvishavahai
मा विद्विषावहै मा विद्विषावहै
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti
ॐ शान्ति 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 ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
Fantastic. With that, we will move on to our today's class. So, any questions from last class? There should be questions, right? Were you all able to practice writing those vowels? So, Swasri ID, I'm not sure your name. Hi, hi, hi. Oh, so any questions?
அக்காட்ட பேர்ல இருக்கு.
Oh, okay.
லாஸ்ட் கிளாஸ் நான் வரையில அதான்.
Did you watch the video?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So you know, like, so anybody has any problem with the Sanskrit vowels? Writing, pronouncing it. That is what we saw in the last class. In this class we are going to see a bit more intricacies of these basic Sanskrit sounds. You know, that's what we saw. So how we how a little bit more details about the pronunciation and production of these sounds, and how we pronounce the basic vowels, because the basic vowels are very important and they have various variations when in the language, because Sanskrit has a very long history. There are lots of inputs. You know, sometimes people add based on the regional slang, regional languages, particularly when it comes to writing the Sanskrit letters. Finally, they have arrived in this Devanagari script, but that is only script. You know, we had several forms of writing Sanskrit, like from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, different regions of India has different way of writing the Sanskrit language. But finally, they all joined together. Like, for example, you would have heard about letters called Brahmi letters. You would have heard about letters called named like Grantha letters. The Kashmiri Sanskrit, they have their own way of writing. These writings are usually called as lipis, lipis, like different forms of lipis. When you come down south, different regional languages, they use their own script to write Sanskrit. Particularly Telugu and Kannada, there are they use their own letters too. They read. It's kind of transliteration, but they still use their own language. It's still uh, agreed to use like that. Then finally, we got this Devanagari script, and for our surprise, there are more than 100 languages which are using this basic Sanskrit Devanagari script, including Hindi. They all are using the script, but the script doesn't belong to any of them. It's basically meant to represent the Sanskrit letters. And as we know, initially in the ancient times, it is mainly the Sanskrit language did not have a written script formation because it was learned from their teachers by listening, hearing to them. So later on, only the script form developed. So that is also one reason why there are so many variations and changes in the Sanskrit language, letters, and learning. So, but now with the modern uh, Devanagari script, it's all simplified. It is not that difficult if you understand reading and writing the basic Devanagari script. Okay, so with that said, so we are going to review what we saw as sthanas of pronunciation. Hope you all remember this, right? So is there anybody who can explain this for the newcomers for today? Arjun. Yes, Arjun. I will go with you now. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, number one, guttural. That one, ka, kha, ga, gha, nya. That one you put it at the like all the way to the throat. It's deep inside the throat, and then palatal. It's like uh, cha, cha, ja, cha, nya at the at the top of the mouth, like the roof there.
True. Yeah.
Yeah, and then third one, the retroflex. It's at the middle of the mouth, the middle,
Mhm. The
and
front of the roof, we can say.
okay,
Back of the roof is
okay.
number 2, palatal talavya, and the front of the roof is more than your retroflex, third level. Okay.
And then the dental is where you do the tati ta tha dat ana.
Mm.
You put your tongue at the dental,
Mm.
the teeth, and you make the sounds. And then the labial, you do it at the lips. Pa, pa, ba, bha, ma. That's how you make the sounds with the five types of.
Fantastic. Hope everyone got it. Arjun has very clearly explained. So there are 4 sthanas in the pronunciation. These sthanas are usually used for pronunciation of all the syllables of Sanskrit. Actually, the guttural, palatal, retroflex, dental, they are not used only by Sanskrit nowadays. The Sanskrit method of these points of articulation is being borrowed by almost every language in the world, including English. If you start learning phonetics in English, they use the same thing. But they're all borrowed from this basic Sanskrit sthanas. Okay, so hope that is good for now. With that, we will move on to see our vowels again. So as we know from the last class, the basic sounds are varnas, called varnas, because they're all sounds, okay? The sounds we gave the letter format and pronunciation form, but they are basically sounds, okay? The sounds are, again, as we know, the varnas are divided into swaras and vyanjanas. So what is the difference? Swaras are, swa means own. They don't have any other support to be produced on their own. So they are simple sounds that can be produced without adding anything. Okay. So what happens with consonants, we will see shortly. But swaras are natural sounds that we can produce without the support of other sounds. So that's what we saw, what are all the vowels. Okay. So I'm going to get Sanjana to read out the swaras. So for others, for newcomers, they all will understand. Can you, Sanjana?
Yes.
Go ahead.
A, I,
Very
U, Ru, E, I, O, Au.
fantastic, fantastic. Yeah. So any questions here in the letters and pronunciations of vowels? Anita ji, is that Nartana? So whoever raised hands, one by one, you can say, do you have a question, or do you want to read the vowels? Ganesh ji?
Senthil, I have a question. I didn't capture the after ru the next vowel. It's there.
Fantastic. That is what I was expecting. Thank you so much for asking that question. So that is a question I was expecting, actually. The sound ru is added later, but traditionally it is lu, simple lu. Because we will have another consonant ilru, that this thing, we will have another form, same form in the consonant. We will see what's the difference, but this one, either you can say lu, simple lu, or ilru. You
Perfect.
getting
Thank you
that,
for
Ganesh?
explaining that.
Yeah. You, if at this stage, if it is difficult to pronounce ru, you can simply say lu. Because some teachers, they still pronounce this letter as lu and the others ru. So whichever is easy. But the confusion will come when we learn the consonants, where there we will see one more ru, ru. So we can simply have lu, lu. So the vowels swaraha will be a, I, u, ru, l, e, I, o, and au. Okay. So with that, we saw, just give me one moment. I have to go to another presentation. Just a moment. we saw all how we formed the A, I, O, Au, right? So then we saw how we divided the Sanskrit Varnamala into Swaras and Vyanjanas. Actually, there are the Varnas, the basic sounds are divided into three groups. Swaras, Vyanjanas, and one last one is Ayoga Vaga. That is what we are going to see today. Ayoga Vaha is also added as a part of vowels by some teachers. So we are going to see what they are today. Okay. And these are all the stuff we saw. Rasva, Dirga, sounds of swaras. Okay. The basic varnas are A, I, U, Ru, Lu, A, I, O, Au. Those are the 9 basic sounds. And those basic sounds have short form of it and long form of it. Short form of the vowels are called short vowels or hrasva. Okay, hrasva swara. And the long form of vowels are called dirga or long vowels or dirga swara. Okay, so a, I, U, R, L are hrasva swaras and a, I, U, Ru, A, I, O, Au. These are all long vowels, dirgha. The difference, as we saw last time, is in the time taken to pronounce them. That is called matra. Matra is the basic unit of time taken to pronounce one syllable. So if you tap one, that is one matra. So if you take 2 matras to pronounce a syllable, then it is called dirgha. Okay, it is actually the vowels can be divided into 3 groups based on the time taken to pronounce them. Okay, so that's going to be a bit more intricate. Rasva, Dirgha, and the third one is called Plutaswaras. Plutaswaras will take 3 matras, like that is basically we use in Vedic chants where we prolong the pronunciation. So that we will see maybe in our future Vyakarana classes. But for now, Krasva and Dirgha, short vowel and long vowel. Okay. So if you see in the third line, almost all of some of the hrasvas have equivalent dirgha, like a has a, so e has e, u has u, ru has ru. I'm sorry. So these swaras are called as savarna swaras. Savarna means they are similar to each other. They have rasva and dirgha. There are some swaras which are always pronounced in hrasva, and some swaras they are always pronounced in dirgha. As you see this slide, you will know there is no lu here. There is only lu. And same way, a, I, o, and au are always dirgha. So they even say there are several words that will have difference in pronunciation. Like if you see Lord Venkatesa, in Tamil we say Venkatesa, but in Sanskrit it's always Venkatesha, because it's a sound, right? So that there is no a here. So they're all dirgha there. So like that, there are certain, and of course, the Plutaswaras will be with 3 matras. There is no specific way to write the Plutaswaras. We will learn how we indicate Plutaswaras in the script when we learn about it. Okay, so hope that makes some sense before here one of our who's that? Somebody had a question here. Is that Venkata ji had a question, the name for these semi-vowels. These are semi-vowels. We saw how we form semi-vowels from vowels also. Yara, lava. We will see in detail about them. So just going through what we saw last class. Okay. Okay. So any questions so far? All good. Hope what we are discussing makes sense to everyone. So with that, we are going to see what is called as Yoga Vaga. I'm sorry. Ayoga Vaga. Ayoga Vaga is letters that are found anciently. That means they are found even in Panini Sutras, but they are not commonly used or common. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say like that. They are not commonly represented in the script forms. Most of the time they will take some other letters form. Also, they also will always come along with some other letters, particularly vowels. Those are called as Ayoga Vagas. Ayoga Vagas are of 4 types. We are going to see only 2 that are usually included into vowels. Any guess what they are? Ayoga Vagas, the rest of vowels. We still have to add 2
Combine.
more vowels there. Pardon? I'm sorry, I didn't get you. What is the 2 letters that are missing in our vowel? Yeah.
And aha.
Oh, who's that? Arjun? Is that you?
Arjun.
Oh
Yes.
man. Okay. Very good. Those are the 2 letters that we are going to see. They are the 2 types of Ayoga Vagas. Okay. So that's what we are going to see today. The Anuswara and Visarga, we call them as. Anuswara is and nothing great. Like write an A and put a dot on it. There's a bindu on top of A. It becomes This is called as Anuswara. Anuswara, Anuswara and the other one is Visarga. What do? We write A and put 2 dots after the letter A. So that becomes Visarga. Actually, the actual letter is just these 2 dots. Okay, that's what is Visarga. Most of the time, it comes after a vowel. So it's always need a support of the vowel to manifest. So that's what here it is represented as a dotted O here, right? So that is whatever vowel comes, if you put 2 dots after it, it becomes aha. Okay, whatever vowel form. So same applies to also. Most of the time, it just takes the form of a dot on top of the last vowel. Then it will become Anuswara. How it will be in our this thing? It can be, if you put a dot on top of A, it becomes actual. If you put a dot on top of A, it will become Okay. Same applies to im, rum, lum. Same way. It goes im, om, like that. It just takes. Same way, if you put 2 dots after the vowel, it becomes aha. Like if you see even here, vowels, svara. Ra, is ra a vowel?
No.
No.
So what is that? Then how did we write Visarga there? Why did you say that ra is not a vowel? See, the vowel form and the consonant, the difference is, as we saw, vowels can be pronounced without any other letters support, right? But consonants needs the support of vowels to be pronounced easily. Okay, so if you say, okay, tell me one consonant, any one consonant. These are consonants. Ga. You said ka or ga, but ka is not a real consonant. It is ik. Ik is the consonant, and when you add a to ik, it becomes ka. So that is what happened even here. This is actually ir. Ir is the consonant. We added a to it to make it easy to pronounce, so it became ra. Okay. Hope that is how most of the Indian languages are. You know, like most of the Indian languages, consonants are difficult to pronounce on its own. Like ik, ing, like you know, ik, ig, like that. It goes. So it becomes, to make it easy to pronounce, we add these vowels to the consonant so that it becomes easy. So here also, if you split the ra, it is ir plus a. So that is why we put visarga after the last a, that which is vowel. So it becomes swara ha. So same way, here if you put visarga after a, it becomes aha. When you put visarga after a, what will happen? It will become, it will just replicate the same. Yes, Sanjana. Go ahead. You want to tell something?
Yeah, if you put ra before a, it would be visarga a.
We are putting only the visarga, not ra, right? We are visarga is just these two dots. We put those dots after a, right? So it becomes, what you're telling is right. So it just replicates the previous vowel. So when you put visarga here, it will become aha. Okay, here it was aha. Here it is aha. You know, like if you put instead of ra, if you put ra and then visarga, it will become swaraha. Okay, not swaraha. Okay, so aha, ha ha, it prolongs. Same way, if you put visarga after e, what will happen? Anyone? Anybody? It's so easy, right?
Becomes aha.
So many people. Okay, Jigna ji. Oh, welcome, ji.
Thank you, sir.
You said something. Yeah. Oh, you said something.
Sorry, you said after a you put visarga, 2 dots, right?
2 dots.
Yeah, it becomes aha. That's how you pronounce, right?
Yeah, and if you put visarga after a, it becomes aha, not aha.
Aha. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's aha. So same way, if you put visarga after e, it is
Ihi.
ihi. Yeah, not iha. Ihi.
Yeah, that's
Right? So that is what I want to specify. It is ihi. Same way, ihi. Okay. So Swastika.
இருக்கு பிறகு அந்த 2 dots போட்டா என்ன இருக்கும்?
Okay, so she's asking what will happen if you put visarga after ldru. you split and find the final vowel. It's actually the final vowel is U, right? L plus U, L, or L plus U. U is the vowel, so it will become, that final vowel will be replicated. So it will be Ruhu. You understand? So you have to split the letter. If it is a consonant, you definitely have to split and find out the final vowel and repeat the vowel form as Visarga. So here if you see he, he, who, I'm telling if you put Visargas, okay? R is again, we saw last time how we added U. Yes, Arjun.
So can you
What's the question?
add an anuswara or visarga after like and then you put a anuswara or visarga? Can that happen? Like like and then a dot above it or something like that. Can that happen?
That is a good question. You know, usually is not a vowel. Actually, they are classified as ayoga vagaha. We have included that into vowels, some teachers, but it is still classified as ayoga vagaha. So these anuswara and visarga, they always come after what? After the basic vowels.
Right.
Does it make sense? Right. So that is
Yeah.
what I haven't seen so far, any visarga coming after that sound, but I will still try to clarify with my teachers. Okay, Arjun. Wow.
Yeah.
Man. Okay. Sanjana. Yes, Sanjana. You have a question?
Can we add like visarga after A?
After
A.
A? Yeah, you can. It's actually a. It becomes a. Okay. After I, it becomes I. Okay. Say whatever vowel comes, it just, we have to repeat that. That is what the visarga doesn't have its own form of pronunciation. It just takes the form of pronunciation of the vowel that it follows. Okay, that is what I want you to understand today. Okay, Anuswaram also has changes that we will see later. Okay, Anuswaram also said, because that's going to become too intricate to see that. Learn both of them in the same. Because Anuswara changes as per what letter follows it, you know. So that we will learn later. So for now, is this clear, like Visarga pronunciation? So don't worry much about it. When it comes to learning real words and this thing, you will know. You know, like for example, if you say Ram plus A becomes Rama, but we won't stop there. We put Visarga and we say Ramaha. Okay, Ramaha. So like that, the last swara will be repeated if there is a
I'm sorry,
where to
my
use
network
Visarga,
is
where not.
lost in the other.
Just 1 second, G. My network is lost in my laptop. Yes, G, go ahead. Hello. Sarga and all. We see. I'm sorry. And another. I'm sorry. My net connection was poor. That's why I couldn't reach. So somebody asked some questions. What is that, G? Hello? Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. So there was someone was asking question. My internet went weak and I got disconnected. So can you repeat that question, G? I don't know whether it's a question or any clarification. Nobody heard anything. I heard someone talking, but I couldn't grasp anything. Anyway, so far, is that okay?
Yes.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry for my poor connection. So, okay. So with that, we are going to see another interesting aspect of these swaraha, the vowels, which are important for Vedic chants. I am not sure. I definitely know. I definitely know that at least a few of people here will be doing Vedic chants as well, because just to interest them, the advanced learners, we are going to see how we pronounce these vowels during Vedic chants. Okay, so anybody here who does Vedic chants? Apart from Alagar.
Just few shlokas, sir.
Okay, okay. And yeah, Venkataji, Arjun. Yeah, so what we are going to see how this pronunciation of swaras changes in during Vedic chants. Okay, probably mostly people who are already doing Vedic chants know this, but we are going to introduce that to both our new learners as well as advanced learners. Okay, the Vedic, we call that as Vedic accent pitch. So, do you know the basic difference between the Vedic chant and singing songs? What is the basic difference? Any one of you? Venkataji, you have raised your arms.
For the when these Vedic scripts we do, I mean, there are like certain rules we follow
Yeah.
that you cannot be too low, it cannot be too high, and it must be following a certain the swaras, whether we give two matras or one matra, it's very strict. And Pluta, I never encountered three dots anywhere, but mostly it is two matras. uh, that's how you have to follow. You can't keep the book in your lap, you can't keep the book on the floor, you have to keep the book in a pedestal kind of stuff, all these rules. But
Yeah.
they're good, like they just let you pronounce it in a proper way and enjoy it also. Those are
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, like the matra thing. Usually, the Plutaswara, what we will see is they put a number again. I didn't. We will see that later. They put a number
Very
three,
interesting, yes.
or four. The Sanskrit four. That means it's a Plutaswara. So we have to prolong it.
Right.
So when they put four, that means there are two, one consonant and one dirgha swara before that. So it becomes 3 plus 1, 4 swaras, 4 matras.
Amazing,
So
yeah.
those things we will see later. But here it is about the pitch, see, the Vedic chants, you cannot sing the Vedic chants. That is the importance we need to know. You can you can have the three pitches, like the low pitch, middle pitch, and the higher pitch. That's all. You cannot go like that. You cannot sing, but
Right.
you have to go with the pitch, go up and down. And that pitch happens only with swaras. And how that's going to happen? That is what is the pitch accent, Vedic accent that we are going to see now. It is of 4 varieties. Okay. Udata, Anudata, Swarita, and Dirgha Swarita. And these are just only about the swaras. Okay. We have another. Okay. We still have another 9 more minutes. Okay. So Udata, Anudata, Swarita, and Dirgha Swarita. Nothing. So when we chant, the pitch has to be in the same level, like that, same level. And sometimes goes like it goes down and goes up. When it goes down, it is called as anudata. It goes down, and then once again it comes to the middle. That sound where it is in the middle pitch, it is udata. So most of the time, we will see how it is represented in a Vedic chant. Okay, they are represented by markings. You will see a vertical line or a horizontal line either under a letter or above a letter. You see a horizontal line under a letter. That means it is anudata. So you go down there. So you go down and then go back to udata. If you don't see any markings in the letters, that means it's udata. It stays same middle pitch. So if you see a vertical line above a letter, that means it's swarita. Swarita means you have to go up. Like it goes up. So that is Swarita. You see one vertical line above the particular letter. If you see two vertical lines in a letter, that also happens very common. So what will happen? It is Dirgha Swarita. So that Swarita itself becomes a bit longer. Like goes up and then comes down. So those are the 4 basic Vedic accent or pitch that applies to only the vowels in the Vedic chants. These are you don't have to worry about this in a regular Sanskrit prose. So we don't use all those markings. We don't have to worry about it. But if you are reading or chanting Vedic scriptures, then this is more important. In what way it is important to us today? Because they are all about our vowels. Okay. Udata, Anudata, Swarita, Dirgha Swarita. Udata is the middle pitch. Anudata is the lower pitch, Swarita is the higher pitch, and Dirgha Swarita is the higher to higher pitch. So how we are going to do, we are just going to see one example with that. Think that is what we will have time for today.
Sir, is it similar to when you learn classical singing then, like Stivra, Madhyam, lower sur? Like, is it similar or different?
It is similar, but here, see, even the seven, this thing, they are called varnas again, same way, you know. In classical, any music, they have notes, right?
Hmm.
Here, what to say, madhyama, that is what you are talking is, I think, shruti, like lower shruti, like they have in the sa level. When you say madhyama, it is in the pa level, and the higher one is a higher sa level. You have to hold that shruti, and within that madhyama shruti, you will have all seven notes there
Yes, in
from
Madhyam sur.
sa
Yeah.
to sa, right? Here
Yeah.
it is not like that. It is, you have only no notes here. It is just the same. It's just a pitch. It's
Oh, I
sound.
understand.
Just go
Okay,
up
okay.
and down. So you shouldn't sing or you shouldn't chant a chant like singing or musical note. No. So that is a basic difference between singing songs and kirtanas and chanting Vedic chants.
So,
Um,
yeah, when you say that, does that mean that it means when you, so there's no like the tone is not different or the sound like in classical singing, but then it's just extension of that sound, then would you say that? Is it extension of the sound? Like when it is, so you just chant it longer and then chant it shorter? Like, is it
that's what
just extension?
that's what G also said. That is matra, time. Here
Okay.
it is the sound pitch, the level of sound that you give.
Okay. Okay.
Probably we will understand once we see this simple Ganapati Prarthana.
Okay, sure.
So anybody here who wants to chant this, because this is very common chant. Anybody else? Jignaji, can you try this?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
go ahead.
okay. Gananantva Ganapati Kvam Havamahe Kavi. Okay, I know one shloka which is starts like that and it's a little different, but not this one. I'll try. Kaveen
No.
Kevin.
If you haven't chanted this, don't worry. Because
Okay.
I want to know if anybody. Oh my goodness, my computer is in
I
trouble.
don't know if anybody else knows
Anybody
this
else
shloka.
wants to try who already used to chant this? Venkataji, do you want to try?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I never did it very officially. The way we are doing
No
it is
problem.
like self-learned and all, but I'll try. Yep. That is, I'm just wondering with the like udattas and the tick marks you were talking about. So the first one is to let me just like read it
Yeah.
once, like
Read
system.
the whole thing.
Kavim Kavina Mupama Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanas Tapah Ye Namaha. The last one was Shvanutibhis
Shrunvanutibi.
Shunvanutibhis Siddha Sadhanam. Okay, good.
Yeah. See, the thing is, what we only have 2 moments. I've just finished with this. So the thing is, when you see an underline here, see the pitch is that is a middle pitch. If I don't see any lines, like the second letter is na, right? So the na will be na, but from the na I see a horizontal line under ga, so the ga should go down. Gana, gana. Okay, the next na has 2 lines on it. That is dirgha swarita. So what happens? Gananantva. Twa comes to the middle. Gananan twa. Again, ga goes down. Ganapa, pa has to go up. Ganapatim. Again, the ti has to come to the middle. Ganapatigum havamahe. That is in the level. Havamahe. Then there is a line under ka. So again, I have to go kavinka. The ka is again higher. So kavinka vinamo. Mo goes up. Immediately I have to go down. So ka vinamu pamashravastamam. Shra again has to go up. So if you combine everything, gananantva ganapati gumpavamahe kavinka vinamu pamashravastamam.
Beautiful.
That is one this thing. So if you see all of them, even though the line is under ka, it's actually the underline is only for the vowel in the ka. Ik plus a, right? It's only that vowel which has this. So I am not changing the matra. Like for example, ga is still ga. Na is still na. So I'm just changing the pitch. Gananantva. So here the a goes up couple times. Now we are going to see the second line. If you see, interestingly, there are two lines comes one after the other. So again, what happens here? The second line goes bit more down than the first line. So Jishtha, Jishtha, it goes down. Jishtha Rajam, Jishtha Rajam Brahmanam, Brahmanam. Now the Brahmanaspata is same. Brahmanaspata Anashrunvan. No, again no goes down. Shrunvan no tibishti dasadanam. Like that. The variation mainly applies to the vowels. That's what I want you to understand at this point. We will definitely, we are not going to go into detail of this Vedic chants, which is out of the context of our class. But what I want you to understand is this applies to the vowel pronunciation in Vedic chants. We can discuss more if you are interested, but we will switch over to our regular vowels and consonants. We are going to follow in our next class. Hope there are not many questions today. If you have any questions, we will see in the next class because I have to go to my next class. Can we take off for today? Please, if you have any questions, we will continue in our next class.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't have any question. Just a quick note of observation. Like there is this Ajanta Halanta difference between Devanagari and Hindi. So Hindi native speakers might have trouble understanding it. They call Jai Sri Ram, but in Devanagari it is Jai Sri Rama. So maybe we just have to call it out early in the beginning so that kids will just follow along. I mean, if they don't know Hindi, like there is no confusion.
Yeah. So see that's going to be variation. Particularly the southern parts, they pronounce it more kind of with visargas, like the Hindi influence will be there. Sanskrit will definitely have its slang in different part of India. But as we continue slowly, probably we will be seeing all the rupas of shabdas when we go to Shabda Roops. We will discuss. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next time, definitely. Sure.
Dhanyavadaha sarvebhyah. We will meet again next week. Okay. Thank you.
Dhanyavad.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ
Bye.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ